Mr. Lawrence, you have 3 minutes.
How are you?
Good.
First, I want to commend the Finance Department or the Finance Committee for holding that item that was to just give the VNA $500,000 without any idea of what it was for, just that Alex decided to promise it to somebody at one point. So that was really great, you asking those questions and holding that, even though that the CFO and the mayor's office was suggesting to move it forward without any details of what the money was for. But it's just $500,000. What I wanted to really talk about was this new debt. John, you ran on how Rich Irvin was running up debt and how projects were corrupt and everything else, and you know that you weren't going to do that. Not in the job 3 weeks, and all of a sudden you're taking on another $100 million worth of debt, and first thing you do is throw on a tax increase for the taxpayers. You know, you got to work the problem. You don't just go right to the taxpayers. Aurora has the 4th highest tax rate in the nation in large cities. Bridgeport, Newark, and Detroit are the only ones that beat us. You cannot just keep going back to the taxpayers. Our tax rate, city tax rate, is nearly 5 times higher than Naperville's. They're a direct competitor of ours. So, Alderman Bugg, if you live in Stonebridge, why the hell would anybody buy the Aurora side of Stonebridge? You have the same house, same school, same neighborhood, but you're going to pay thousands of dollars more in taxes. I saw this huge discussion on census because we lost a couple $1 million. Virtually no discussion, and man, we push it right through. $95 million worth of debt. $95 million, no problem. And I know some people will say, oh, the tax increase is only $100 or something like that. Our taxes are higher than everybody. You cannot keep going back. I heard a comment, Mr. Shannon stood up here and said, who cares what the wealthy or whatever say, and we should ignore them in another topic. Well, I'll tell you something. We don't have wealth, high wealth in this town. That all left. What we do have is a strong middle class that some own businesses, some work really hard. You see them trying to take care of their homes. They're trying to figure out where their kids should go to school. And now we're just going to keep throwing at debt. You know why? Because it's the easy thing to do. You know what's hard? Working the problem and figuring it out. Not just say, I'm throwing on another $100 million worth of debt when that was the biggest criticism of the last group. You didn't work the problem. You've only been here 3 weeks. And you need
Mr. Lawrence, your time
to
is
finish
up.
that. So I'll go with free the taxpayers.
Thank you for your comments. Madam Clerk, would you please read the name of the next person wishing to offer a public comment?
Ray Hall.
Good evening to Mayor Lash and the City Council. I'm here to speak about the water rate increases that we just heard the presentation on. And my concern is when you look at your water bill, and this is especially for the new aldermen that have never questioned this, but in addition to the water bill itself, there is nearly $40 worth of fees attached to your water bill that have nothing to do with water. They have to do with stormwater management, and so the first one is the EPA mandated long-term control plan, which has to do with the amount of overflows of sanitary sewage into the Fox River. They're mandated that only so many can go through in a year's time, and so Fox Metro has increased their capacity down there. There had been some talk about putting up an additional plant at the corner of River Street where the old baseball field and the Park District building. So I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm questioning is, this fee has come on since I've been gone. I've been gone 10 years. And so that fee was not there when I left. I want to know, is there a set-aside fund where that money is going to be used strictly for that? And the reason I ask that is because the other one, the stormwater management fee, has been there nearly 30 years. Alderman Seville can give me the exact amount of years because I think he was the only one that was here when it started. And that was put together primarily because the southeast side and the southwest side of town were experiencing all kinds of sanitary sewage backups. And so those fees were put in there to help to eliminate those basement backups, and that has been done. And this has been going on. And at that time, wards 8, 9, and 10 they were not experiencing it. So 8, 9, and 10 was paying for the problems of the near east side and the near west side problems. And so what the city did was they turned around and they said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to, fix the water lines. And so my concern is, I don't know what the water consumption, not water consumption, but water availability fee, that's another 20 something dollars. And so we can't just keep going back and going back. My wife and I, there's 2 people in our house. Our water bill is averaging $150 or so every 2 months, and that's a lot. There was a time when there was 4 people in the house, and it didn't take that much. So I think we need to take a look at these fees that have nothing to do with water. And as you're asking for another increase on the water rates, we need to be looking at these things that are associated with the sewer. And then so we pay for the water to come in, and then we have to pay to literally get rid of the crap. Thank you.